folks. Welcome to the Sports Kings weekly prediction show right here on our YouTube channel. I'm your host, Mean Gene Sports Machine, and good Lord, man, we have a show for you tonight. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make some quick introductions here. Jacob Meadows, Jacob, you had a great week 11. Can't wait to talk about it. I mean, a great week 10. Can't wait to talk about it.
It's gonna be a great week 11 too. Glad to be with you guys for another week. What's up, everybody?
All right, and you guys know the man that covers the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets, who's been high on the hog here, as we say in the South, Dustin Pfeiffer. What's up, Dustin?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Listen, I can't wait to talk because first one to hit 100 wins on the season.
Oh,
I'm just
God.
saying. I'm just saying.
All right, and this next guy, oh my Lord, let me tell you, we got a little history here, but first of all, if you don't recognize his face, I'm going to help you out, okay? Because I gave it away. You see it at the bottom of the screen there. This guy used to run all over people at UNLV, and he says, no, that ain't enough. Let me take my talent to the pros. And then he took it to the Cincinnati Bengals, where he led that team to a Super Bowl appearance. And I'm talking about the great one, Ickey Woods. What's up, Ickey?
What's up, Mean Gene? What's up, fellas? Just here. Thanks for having me on, man. We're gonna do a little prediction and we're gonna have some fun as well. Gonna talk about that. Gonna talk about that Bengal and Steeler game a little bit. You know, my boys got to go down there. They need a win bad, man. We had a couple of heartbreakers, man. Our offense played real well, but our defense didn't show up. So hopefully we got that pretty much fixed over the bye week.
I know, Ickey. And look, you got to be excited about the fact that Joe Burrow is talking about practicing, and then he thinks, and he's saying that he's going to be ready for Thanksgiving. I mean, what do you think?
Well, man, I like to see that, but I really it don't matter if we get Joe Burrow back if our damn defense don't do nothing, you know. Because we scored 38 points in one game and 42 in another, and we still lost, you know. So it ain't the quarterbacking ain't the issue. It's that defensive side of the ball. We got to be able to stop some people.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this though. I agree with you. It is the defense, but with a guy like Joe Burrow saying, "Hey, I'm ready to get back sooner rather than later," as well as we're going to talk about Mean Gene Steelers. Like, this division is now wide open again. What kind of rejuvenation does that give to the Bengals even more when their leader wants to hurry up and get back on the field?
I think it shows a lot on the leadership tip, but it also gives the guys hope that, you know, if they can, you know, win a few of these next two games, there's a possibility that they can make the playoffs. Can you get back, please, sir? Thank you. So it's a possibility that they can, you know, make the playoffs, but they have an opportunity to win the division, but they gotta be able to beat some teams, and that starts this week down in Pittsburgh. We have to be able to go in there, and you know they're not playing too well right now, so it's going to be a chance for us to go in Pittsburgh and get a win, but our defense definitely has to play better in order for us to do that.
All right, guys, and I'm sure we're going to talk about that here a little bit more as we move on here. So look here, Ickey. Now when we do this show here, we got some things. We got some little rules here. Now it's fun stuff here because we have these graphics when we make a prediction here. And if it's a lock, then you know we got this thing. We do the lock, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so that comes with a drum roll. It's supposed to. There we go. So there's the lock. All right, now we have these upsets here, okay? And when you do an upset, because it's going to shock the hell out of everybody, we're just going to call the police.
Right.
Because it's got to be an upset now. I mean, a real sure upset. So so that's what we do here now. Now, what Dustin was alluding to earlier, he made 100. He got to his 100
Look at that record.
win
Woo.
of the year. So this is our overall.
Oh, Mean Gene, you at the bottom of the list, huh? What the hell going on?
Is that the
I don't
first
know.
damn thing you see?
Look at that record last week, Icky. 7-7 at the bottom.
Oh,
Look at that down
man,
there.
Mean Gene,
Look,
Mean
hey,
Gene.
look,
Trying.
see, I got an excuse. Not only do I have to come over here and talk sports, I got to produce this damn show too. Okay.
Oh,
So I get
okay.
a little distracted.
Now, start out, hey, like my friend used to tell me, stop all that crying. If you doing all the crying, what the baby's gonna do?
That's right. Let them know, Icky.
Exactly right.
Oh man, well look, I had a good week last not last week, but 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I put 10 wins in a row. I don't know what happened last week. 7-7. Yeah, I sucked it up. Jacob and Dustin. Hey, look,
I see they went 10-4. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
just to recap a little bit, Gene had his locks of the week
Oh my
as Cleveland beating the Jets, which we know that didn't happen.
Oh,
He also
man.
had the lock as the Buccaneers beating the Patriots, and we know that didn't happen. So,
Right.
so not a good week for
Right.
Gene's locks.
Yeah, the locks are kind of hard, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough to lock a game, you know. But the upsets are fun. We never know how the upsets are gonna go. But I tell you what,
Hey,
though,
you only 4-7 in the upsets, huh?
Yeah, not
You
good.
ain't-
look, overall though,
Not good.
Icky, we do pretty damn good because
I see. Yeah.
we way over 500 now.
Oh,
We're not
yeah. Everybody is. Everybody over 500.
Yeah. Now
Well,
it is fitting that I was undefeated in locks going into
Okay.
this week, and my first lock loss of the season was my own team here in Carolina losing to the 1-8 New Orleans Saints. So
Oh, yeah. That was a tough one right there, brother.
that was
Because I sure would have picked that one as a lock too. You know,
absolutely.
so yeah.
But I will give a shout out to Jacob and myself, both going 2-0 in the upsets. Me and Jacob both had the Patriots as an upset. And then Jacob had the Eagles as an upset at Green Bay. So nice call there. And then I was the only one. Everybody laughed me off the screen when I picked the New York Jets to beat the Cleveland Browns.
Brutal.
Oh man, whoa,
Well,
yeah.
There's an old saying. He pulled that one out of his, you know what? I mean, I wasn't gonna mess with that. Okay,
For sure.
He
Well,
tossed that one up in the air and got one. But
Well, before we get into the games, let's ask all of it. And we would ask Icky, not even just last week, but what has in this season, not just Bengals wise, but NFL wise, what is there anything that's really stood out to you that's kind of been like, man, look at this team, look what they're doing. Like we really didn't expect them to do that. What's kind of standing out to you so far in the first 10 weeks of the NFL season?
Well, Denver Broncos are playing real well. I don't think nobody expected them to be playing as good as they're playing right now. That's wild, man. I can't believe it. And then in the NFC, I guess Green Bay's playing well. Detroit's playing well, like they should have. But yeah. So there's that NFC. What is that? With the Vikings and the Packers, man.
The
And the Bears, man. That division is really playing well right now. I think everybody in that division is over 500 right now, and so they got a real good division that nobody thought would be a good division this year. So that's very surprising.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at the NFC North, Jacob and Gene, and not only that, but the NFC West. I mean, you talk about San Francisco, Seattle, Rams. I mean, the NFC race is going to be crazy to see who gets those last couple of wild card spots.
Oh yeah, that's going to be crazy. And I think in our division, I think whoever wins our division is probably going to be the only team to make the playoffs.
I agree with that.
So,
and do you think going now that the Ravens are back to being the favorite to win that division again?
I think they are the favorite because they're moving up the ladder. They're winning. You know, we dropped a couple of games that we should have won here these last couple of weeks, and you know, so they're primed to get back in it and win the division. But I still think we got an opportunity if our defense plays a little better. You know, if we can stop a few people, stop some offenses, because our offense is playing well. You know, we're averaging, you know, about 30 points a game right now. And so, you know, so the offense is playing well. We just got to get that defense where I think our team is ranked the worst defense in the league right now. So it's tough, man, when you got a good offense and the offense plays well and put points on the board and the defense.
Yeah. Now, Gene.
With your brothers.
Now, Gene, besides your trip to LA that watched a Steelers loss, what stood out to you last week in the NFL?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. How about the firing of Brian Dable?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was.
We kind of saw that one coming now, and we talked about it here, Icky and Jacob and.
Now, is that the New York Giants coach?
Yeah,
Yes.
the New York Giants head coach.
Okay. I didn't know they fired him. They fired him this week?
Yep.
They did.
They fired him this weekend because they have blown, you know, these fourth quarter leads here.
Right.
Broncos. Then we saw it again with the Bears. As a matter of fact, Dustin had to correct me because I thought the Giants won the damn game.
Right.
Yeah.
And
The Bears find a way to win these games late in games somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
But I am shocked that they didn't fire the GM. I don't know how these GMs get out of not getting fired when they go and grab these coaches. I think it should be some accountability there. Well, Jacob,
Right.
what were you gonna say?
Oh, this is money. Yeah, no, I agree. He should have gotten. He honestly probably should have gotten canned prior to Daboll. You fire them together at worst. So.
And Jacob, how about the interim coach, Mike Kafka, coming in right away and saying, I'm moving Jameis Winston ahead of Russell Wilson as the number 2 quarterback, and I'm starting Jameis Winston this week.
Love it. Love it. Famous Jameis is good for the NFL, and he's going to be good for the Giants. Watch out for the Giants this week. Jameis is ready. You know he is. That dude may not do high knees on the airplane, but he is ready to play at any given point.
But wait a minute. Okay, I know what Kafka did, but he didn't have a damn choice because when they even try to put Russell Wilson anywhere near that field, them Giants fans are booing the hell out of him. So he didn't have much of a choice.
The world wants Jameis.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah.
I agree with Jacob. It will be an interesting job that coaches will want because of Jackson Dart, because of Cam Scatterbo, because of Malik Neighbors. So that they have some pieces there. Like you said, it's weird they're leaving the GM in place, but it will be a tempting job for the new coach. What I will say, my biggest storyline is 2 things. One, the NFC showdown between the Rams and the Seahawks. We're going to get into that game this week and who's going to win this division. Those 2 teams are 2 of the hottest teams in the league. And then the other big storyline for me is the New England Patriots. I mean, Gene, I've said it. They go on the road to Tampa Bay. They get a win. Mike Vrabel has that team playing ball and 8-2. And with the Bills dropping a game to the Dolphins, like the Patriots are trying to put a stranglehold on the AFC East.
Yeah, absolutely right. I can't wait to get into some of these matchups here we got this week.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. So,
well, after we beat the Steelers down, we're gonna go for the Patriots as well.
You know what? We're gonna wait for that damn game because I'm not ready for your.
You know what, Icky? Gene can't talk a lot of trash talk because he's feeling kind of down about his team.
Right.
I know. He really. I don't know if you know this. You probably do from being with him all this time. He really can't stand Aaron Rodgers, and the fact that now he has to cheer for him, and now it's going south. It's really not a good combination.
Yeah,
for me.
Not good at all.
Really
not good at all.
Uncomfortable.
Well,
I got a lot of Steelers fans trying to blame Aaron. I say you can't blame Aaron. Hell, your offensive line is horrible.
Yeah,
you know that's.
Absolutely.
I don't care who you put back there.
We're about to get into the games, but let me ask Icky
Yeah.
this as a guy who's not a biased Steelers fan like Gene. Like, people want to blame Aaron Rodgers, but this is the same story we've seen from the Steelers for the last 5 years. Off to a good start and then falling down, barely making the playoffs, not winning a game. So I will give Gene credit for one thing. He said before the season started that he thought it was time for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers to part ways because it's just not working out. So I will ask you, as a rival fan of the Steelers, what do the Steelers do? Because they can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again, because you know that organization better than anybody. They're used to winning Super Bowls.
I like Tomlin too, but you know, they've I think he's reached his ceiling right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they may need a change there. He hadn't had a losing season in 16 years, which is a great record, but I think he only went to the Super Bowl one time in the 16 years that he's been there, and I think that was early in his career, and I think that was still kind of Cowher's team, but he just happened to, you know, take over the head coaching realm at that time, and so it's probably time to, like I said, after 16 years, for them to part ways. But he's still a great coach. He's still a great coach, and he'll get a job somewhere else, and maybe a new venue for him will be warranted as well. You know.
All right,
Yeah, I think that's what you were saying, Gene. Just a fresh start somewhere,
now,
right? Yeah.
Now give him a little bit more credit. Now he faced the Packers in the Super Bowl in 2011, but Aaron Rodgers, that was the one that Aaron Rodgers beat him. That's one reason why I didn't want Rodgers on our team, but that's another story. All right, we're gonna get into these picks. Before we do that, now we got a faithful supporter of the show, and Barbie's always commenting in the chat room. So Barbie, say hi to Icky. And
big Raiders fan, Bobby.
All right, Bobby. That's what's up. Raiders my second team, Bobby. I'm a California boy by heart, and I was a big Raider fan growing up. So I got two teams that ain't doing squat right now.
So, but now I tell you what, we might have some folks out there who may not, remember Icky, and we want everybody to be on board for this show. So let me, if you don't remember Icky, you got to remember this.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that former pro football player Icky Woods will celebrate almost anything?
Number 44.
Woo! 44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts.
Woo! Give me some!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
44, ladies, that's me! Woo! Gonna get some cold cuts today.
Gotta love it.
So you gotta remember that, man. We've been waiting on our cold cuts, damn it, for a long time.
Oh yeah, no doubt, brother, no doubt.
All right, guys, let's jump into this NFL here, man, because wow, just some quick storylines before we get into week 11. You got Matthew Stafford, who's leading the NFL with 25 touchdown passes in 9 starts. Okay. You got Jonathan Taylor running all over the damn place with damn near 1,400 scrimmage yards and 17 scrimmage touchdowns in 10 games. How about your boy, Icky? Jamar Chase leads the NFL with 76 receptions in 9 games. And Christian McCaffrey, hey, he's not injured. No, because he's got 1,300 scrimmage yards in 10 games. So, I mean, this is like, it seems like the best of the best is showing up when they need to.
Oh yeah, they're trying to get it together, man. It's and they're only halfway through it. So so if they can put together a good second half, man, there'll probably be some records broken this year.
I agree. So,
yeah, I think when we get to Gene, you don't like talking about MVP too early, but when we get to week 11, you can kind of start having that conversation. Early on, we were talking Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott. I think they've kind of fallen off a little bit. To me personally, a guy who don't get talked about enough, and Gene, I know you were kind of down on him to start the year because of his back. I think Matthew Stafford might be the MVP of the league right now. Now, it always goes to quarterbacks, and we thought last year that Saquon maybe could finally break that curse and be the MVP for the running back. Can Jonathan Taylor do that this year and maybe be the MVP of the league?
Yeah.
If he stays on pace with what he's doing right now, he's gonna have definitely a consideration for the MVP because he's tearing it up, man. He's really, really, really playing some great ball right now.
All right, guys, let's jump on into it. Thursday night football, Jets at the Patriots. Patriots have won 7 consecutive games since week 4, tied with those Broncos. And Mike Vrabel, man, he can do something that hasn't been done, a whole lot. And that's, leading the team to 8 wins in his first season. So that's pretty good. So, Icky, let's go ahead and start with you, man. You're our guest of honor. You got 2-7 versus 8-2. I mean, who you like in this game tomorrow night?
Yeah, well, they playing in New England, man, and I think New England's defense is just too tough right now. So I'm gonna have to go with the Patriots in this one.
All right, Jacob.
You know, when we were all in Vegas, Joey and I both put bets on Vrabes winning Coach of the Year this year, and he's made it very easy. Patriots all the way. Defense too good. Offense looks amazing. Patriots.
Dustin, what you got?
Now, I went last week, but I will not do that this week. Not at New England, a 13.5-point spread. The Patriots know that they've got this lead now on the Bills after that loss last week from Buffalo, and they don't want to give that up, so I'll take the Patriots at home. All
right, that sounds like a unanimous right there, Patriots. Okay, all right, this next one here. We talk about this a lot, Icky. I don't know. We can get your thoughts on this. We are kind of sick and tired of these international games here. Now, this one is going to be in Spain. I understand all the money that the league can make. You got the Washington Commanders this late in the season and the Miami Dolphins going all the way to Spain to play this football game. Your thoughts on that?
You know, the NFL is all about that almighty green, man. And they're gonna send some teams over there. I don't like the matchup of these two teams going, but it is what it is. I think the Commanders are down right now because they're missing their quarterbacks, and Miami played a hell of a game last week. So I'm gonna go with they got beat up. No, they did. They beat
they beat Buffalo. Yep.
They beat Buffalo last week. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins, man. I think they're trying to turn that corner. Their defense is playing well. The Commanders is just they're hurting right now. I think they got a few good people on defense hurting and offense. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
All right, Dustin, who you like?
Yeah, listen, I've trashed Miami a lot this year and said that they'd be last in the AFC East, which they are fighting for. But you do have to give them credit for how, we were talking about Mike McDaniels and his job, and that they had one of the worst cultures going on. Well, they bounced back, and that was a really good performance against Buffalo last week. Tua played well. So, and on the flip side, Icky said it, the Commanders with that injury to Jaden Daniels, they're just down right now. It's crazy how you go. Icky knows this league. You go from an NFC championship now to having a season like this. It can just go quickly. I'm going to take Miami to continue riding high and get a win. And how about Mike McDaniels getting back on his petty bandwagon? I don't know if y'all saw. He drove around the corner to a Bills bar in Miami and was taunting them because they beat the Bills last week. So that's the Mike McDaniels we saw a couple of years ago who liked to talk that trash and have that swag. So
yeah,
the Dolphins to get a win.
All right, Jacob, who you like?
So, Spain's a whole lot like environment-wise, just like Miami is. And I think Washington losing Deron Payne to a 1-week suspension is going to be the biggest thing this week. I think Devon Achane crushes Washington. Give me Miami to win this as well.
All right. It's unanimous again here. I got the Dolphins winning, and I do like the fact that when you're not going to be fired, I guess you come back with a new attitude, especially when you beat the Buffalo Bills, right? So yeah. I like that. All right. So we all like the Dolphins in that one. Okay. Moving it right along. How about this one right here?
Oh,
okay.
Gosh.
I know. Come on. Face the music, Dustin. Face the music. You got Panthers at the Falcons, back-to-back NFC South Division games for Carolina. Both teams are coming off a loss in Week 10. So, Dustin, we're going to let you have this one first.
Yeah, listen, it was very disappointing last week. Icky knows. I mean, he's followed the league the last 6 or 7 years for the Panthers. They've been one of the worst teams in the NFL. They finally got a little momentum going. I said they'd probably be around a 500 team, maybe be in the hunt. They were 5-4 with a game against the 1-8 New Orleans Saints at home, and they had a chance to get to 6-4, and they blew it. That was a terrible performance by Bryce Young. They loaded the box on Rico Dowdle and said, "I dare you to throw the ball," and for some reason they couldn't do it. It just was an ugly performance, and just goes to show you that this team they're making strides to finally build something, but they're not there yet to be a playoff team. With that being said, the Falcons are just as bad. I mean, they have been rough the past couple of weeks. They have given up a lot of rushing yards on the ground last week to Jonathan Taylor, like we mentioned. I'm picking this game. Don't listen to what I say in this. I just think if you look at the Panthers, they got blown out by Buffalo. They went to Green Bay and somehow beat the Packers. Now they lose this disappointing game here. I think they found a way somehow to bounce back because they know their season's on the line, and I'm going to pick them to get a win. So, Gene, put the upset graphic on the screen. I am going to take the Panthers, who are a 3.5-point underdog in Atlanta.
All right, hold on a minute. Let's get whoa, there we go. Let's call the law on you here because all right, I'm gonna go the opposite on this.
That makes me feel good because every time you go the opposite on the Panthers, they end up winning. So there we go.
I'm gonna go the opposite, and I'm gonna lock that the Falcons are gonna win.
Oh, that makes me feel great.
Okay, because I tell you what, look, man, you cannot continue to have this seesaw season. And I know the Panthers, high expectations. They're not far behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the NFC South, division lead there. But look, same thing can be said about the Falcons, though, right? They got to win games that they should be winning. And I think they're at home. I think those Atlanta fans there, Raheem Morris is going to have that team fired up. And I got the Falcons. So, Jacob?
I think I'm riding with you on this one, Gene. I'm not going to lock it. I like the way that Atlanta's defense matches up against Carolina's offense. Carolina got their number earlier in the season, and I think Atlanta's putting some pieces together. They've looked bad, right? None of what I'm saying is going to make sense if you watched last week. But I think Penix is getting better. If Kyle Pitts could catch the ball, he'd be good at football. I think
7 years in, when's he going to catch the football?
Yeah, well, some people are late bloomers, Dustin. And how together, right? I think Drake London is very underrated.
He is underrated.
5 in the league maybe this season. Drake London is very, very, very good. And I think if Bijan cooks, I think Atlanta beats Carolina this go around.
All right.
All right. Yeah, man. I like. I think I'm gonna have to ride with Dustin. I think Carolina's gonna pull this one out, even though it's in Atlanta. They're just not. They're not playing well right now. The offense is iffy, and they'll play hard the first couple of quarters, and then late in the games they find a way to just give it away. So I'm gonna go with Carolina on this one.
And let me just say one thing to Jacob real quick. He says that the defense for the Falcons is getting better. Jonathan Taylor had 32 carries for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. And guess who? And wait a minute.
How much better are they getting, huh?
Exactly. And they're playing Rico Dowdle, who is also a top 5 rusher in the NFL this week.
JT, though. You can claim Rico Dowdle. They showed it last week. But Jonathan Taylor doesn't get locked up.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That was a good one. That was a good one, Dustin.
Taylor's great, but it is the Falcons' defense. Let's be real.
All right, guys. All right, this next one here, man, it's going to be a good one. You got the Bucks at the Bills. Teams coming off. Both of them are coming off Week 10 losses, surprisingly. So it's almost like a must-win for both of these guys in order to just keep up with the pace, not only in the AFC and the NFC, but in their own division. So. As I said earlier, Dustin, Bucks have a 2-game lead over the Panthers. Bills only have they're 1 game behind the Patriots, who they're going to face again in Week 15. So, Jacob, who do you like in this Bucks Bills?
I had to sit here and look at this one for a little bit. It's hard. It's real hard to go one way or the other. I think Tampa Bay's got a better defense, but Buffalo's at home. They just got smacked by the Dolphins. I got to go Buffalo on this one. They've got to win this one. The game actually matters. I mean, again, both teams do, but I think Buffalo is really going to make a push here. This is the same Buffalo team that was coming off the dub against Kansas City. So they've got what it takes to do it. They do have some offensive firepower. The Buccaneers' run defense, not great. James Cook's having a good season. So I like Buffalo to eke this one out.
All right, Icky, who do you like?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Buffalo too, man. They're coming off a big embarrassing loss, and they're playing at home. They play a lot better at home in front of their crowd, and I think they have something to prove that sort of last week was a fluke. It was a game that they shouldn't have never lost. So I think they turn it around and they beat the Buccaneers at home.
All right, Dustin.
Yeah, I mean, tale of 2 weeks. Buffalo at home 2 weeks ago looked really good against Kansas City, who was playing great football, and then goes on the road to lose to Miami. The other thing about the Buccaneers is they're very banged up. They got a lot of injuries that's really hurting them. And another reason to go back to the Panthers that they blew an opportunity with the Bucs losing last week, the Falcons. And it's just like, what's going to happen with the Bucs going forward? Baker has kind of slowed down a little bit with all these injuries. You can't ask him to have the ball in his hands 2 minutes of the last minute of the game and try to win the game. So I'm with Icky and Jacob. Buffalo at home in this crowded AFC with the Chargers, and you're talking about the Ravens making a run now, and you're talking about the Broncos. They've got to get a win. So I'm taking Buffalo at home.
All right. Same here, guys. I keep it short. I like Buffalo at home, even though I have been high on the Buccaneers, but this is a dire situation here for the Bills, so I got the Bills at home. All right, this next one here. Speaking of those Chargers here, look, I like this matchup. It's the Chargers 7-3 at the Jaguars 5-4. You guys remember, what was it, 2023? I think the Chargers had a 27-0 lead on Jacksonville. They blew it. Jacksonville, I think they won that game 31-30. So this is like a long anticipated revenge. And I just seen these Chargers with my own eyes, okay? They didn't really have that great of a game. But and just think all the injuries that they've had this year. Harbaugh and these guys are still getting it done. So I'm going to take the Chargers in this one. Dustin?
Yeah, listen, the Chargers, you talk about a up and down kind of season. The first 3 or 4 weeks, we thought they might have been the best team in the NFL. Then they had some injuries. They fell off. Now they're back to playing to that elite level again. And Jacob just saw it with Houston last week. Jacksonville, what an awful loss that was for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now the news of the week, Travis Hunter is out for the season. And I kind of wanted to ask Icky about that when he makes his pick. With Travis Hunter, you played in the league, Icky, and I know the injury wasn't because necessarily he was playing both ways, but this kid, he's not going to be able to do that for his entire career playing both ways, is he?
Oh, no. He's not. The NFL and college is two different animals. Everybody in the NFL has the speed, has the professionalism, and he's not going to be able to play both ways and at this level and play it at an elite performance every week. So the kid's an unbelievable kid. Now, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think his body's going to be able to play all those snaps and still be able to. You can see he's out for the year now, so it takes a toll. But boom, 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 boom. This is gonna be my upset game.
Oh,
I'm going with the Jaguars. Boop, boop,
wow.
boop, boop. This is gonna be my upset of the week. I think the Jaguars is gonna come in and do that thing. They playing at home too. That's gonna give them a little advantage. So I'm going with the upset.
Wow. All right, Jacob.
Icky, I want you to know, so I don't know if you guys saw the silhouette behind me in my jerseys. Rachel's in the room. Rachel is back, at least temporarily speaking. And
Rachel,
my girlfriend Rachel, Icky, also picked the Jags. She's usually involved. She is over here.
Good job, Rachel. Good job, girl. Good job.
In her mind that you picked the Jags. With that said, Trevor Lawrence is one of the bottom 5 quarterbacks in the league, and I'll die on that hill. They are not good. They lost a lot of firepower when they lost Travis Hunter, and I was not super high on him. He's a great kid. He does have all the talent in the world, but Jacksonville's offense he had gotten better in the past weeks, but he was not great by any stretch of the imagination. Brian Thomas Jr. is having a down year. I do think Jacoby Myers makes that offense better, and the defense is pretty good, but give me the Chargers all the way. I like LAC to win this one.
All right, I think we are done with this pick. Let's go ahead and move it to the NFC North. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be a good matchup. We've been waiting for this. You got the Bears and you got the Vikings. Vikings at home, Bears. How about that win that they got over the Giants in Week 10? And then the Vikings, they lose at home to a resurgent Baltimore Ravens team. So, Jacob, I'll start with you. Are you ready to make this pick?
Sick. Yeah, I am actually ready to make this pick. It was harder than what it's going to sound like when I go into this, but throw the upset graphic on the screen.
Oh, get out of here. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Where is okay? There we go. Explain yourself, young man.
I like Ben Johnson to win this game. I think Chicago's playing really well. I think Caleb provides the same run ability, not the same run ability as Lamar. Please don't take that the way that I just said it. But he provides the same dual threat capability potentially. And I think the Bears offense is very good. Minnesota's defense may be good, but I just think that the Bears offense with I cannot pronounce the last name of the back string or second string running back, the Mongali or however that.
Manunga.
Sure, that one. Yeah, he's
Okay.
great. Right, you have him and you have Swift. Swift's having a terrific start to the season. And I just think Chicago's defense holds up. I know that JJ looks a little better. He's got an ankle injury right now, so he's going to be a little banged up going in. Carson Wentz is on the shelf. So I like Chicago to get to the quarterback. I like them to win this game.
All right. Icky?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with the Vikings, man. I think they're gonna they're playing at home. I'm gonna say they're almost in a must-win situation right now, especially to be competing in their division. So this is a division game, if I'm not mistaken, and it's a game that that the Vikings really need right now. And I think getting J.J. McCartney back, even though he's not as mobile, he has he played well last week. I think Lamar Jackson just outplayed him, but he did play a decent game. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Justin.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a chance
Okay,
here,
guys.
Jacob. Bean Gene, put the lock graphic on the screen.
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna tell you which way I'm locking it just yet.
All right. Okay.
But I'm locking in the Minnesota Vikings. I just think the Bears are playing really good football and they're going to have a chance to make the playoffs. But the last couple of weeks, we've seen them win these kind of crazy games at the end. And Gene, you mentioned that you didn't even know the Bears won until you saw the score, the way Caleb Williams came back and won that game. And it's the same thing. They're a good football team, but when you win these games, the bounces aren't always going to go your way when you keep getting into these close games in the fourth quarter. And they played a bad Giants team who led them for most of the game last week. I just think I agree with Icky. Minnesota, I don't think they played that bad against the Ravens. The Ravens are just kind of finding their groove. And J.J. McCarthy, to my surprise, has looked pretty decent since coming back. So at home, I think this will be a game. We kind of saw it where they went to Detroit a couple weeks ago and had a nice game. I like the Vikings, and I'm going to lock it in.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go with the Vikings as well. So it would be an upset if they won, right?
No, the Vikings are 3.5-point favorites.
Get out of
Bears
here.
are the upset.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Boy, I tell you, Vegas has a way of doing what they do, don't they?
They know.
Well, look, okay. Well, then I guess I'm gonna have to lock it then because I need to make it known that I really do think the Vikings are going to win this game because and the reason why is because the Bears have these letdowns when you least expect it. And they'll get their fans excited and then they'll let them down. And I think the Vikings are better than what people are giving them credit for, especially that Vikings defense. If not, I take a low scoring game too in this one. Give me the Vikings. All right. How about this one here? The Green Bay Packers, Icky, has given everyone on this show fits all year long. It's just hard to predict these damn Packers, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And here's a matchup here. This one should be sort of easy to predict, but I don't know. You got a brand new coach coming in, and Kafka. He didn't expect to be where he's at right now, but he's there, and he's making a bold move, putting in. He's going with the fan favorite Jameis Winston, while Jackson Dart continues this protocol, concussion protocol. But Icky, I want to say one thing, and guys, let me know if you agree. Jackson Dart reminds me so much of Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got that swag.
He's got that swag, man. I
Yeah.
tell you,
He's got that swag, but I'm not going that level just yet.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, look, hey, he's a competitor. I mean, this guy, I mean, give him an opportunity because Joe Burrow.
He's still a rookie. He's still a rookie, but he got the swag now. He's still a rookie, and he's going, and he kind of reminds me a little bit of Joe too, man. Like I say, he's got that swag, still in his rookie year, and he's playing halfway decent. So, we'll see as it goes on, and he's taking off, he's running with the ball, he's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing as a rookie. He's still learning, but he does have that swag, and I like that about him. But they're not going to win this game. So,
and listen, and as with all young players, you mentioned him using his legs. The young guys got to figure out how they kind of take care of themselves, right? Because now he's in concussion protocol. He was banged up a couple of weeks ago. Like, if you're going to use that swag, you also got to remember when, hey, it's time for me to slide, and let's not take some of these hits. So hopefully he'll learn that over the career. This game is interesting, Gina. I'm going to take the Packers, but you never know how a team reacts after their coach is fired, right? They always kind of get a little rejuvenation. And Jameis is always good somewhere for one little 400-yard game, 4 touchdowns, slinging it all over the place. With that being said, if the Packers want to be, Icky mentioned it earlier in the show, with this division, with the Lions, with the Bears, if they want to be a contender and try to win this division and be a contender in the NFC, they need to man up and start playing some football, because 7 points against the Eagles, they only scored, 10 points against the Panthers the week before. Jordan Love and this offense got to figure something out. And if they lose this week, their season could be going in the wrong direction. So I don't see that happening. I'm going to take Green Bay.
Yeah. Jacob?
If the Giants had a run game, right? If Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary were their starting backs, I would take the Giants to win this one. I'm not. However, if you are prop betting or you are gambling on this game, I would take the over on any number they put on Darius Slayton. I would take the over on receiving yards for Darius Slayton 7 ways to Sunday, because Jameis is going to chunk the rock, and that is their best downfield target right now.
All right. You want to give all the listeners your phone number and your address in case you're wrong?
I wrote that down.
Hey, write it down. Yeah, y'all come see me if it doesn't hit. It is.
But you're taking the Packers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Packers.
Okay.
I'm taking the Packers too. The Packers, like you said, Dustin, these guys are in a must-win situation here. Look, that tie might just come back to hunt them. Depending on what Detroit does here, they got a tough matchup as well. But yeah, I take the Packers in this one too. All right, where are we going next? Oh Lord, it's that time. It is that time. It is that time.
Hey, you already know where I'm going. Bengals, 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 Bengals.
Put the upset on the screen for him, Gene.
Put the upset on the screen, Jeannie G.
Wait a minute. So it would be an upset?
Yes, I think you guys are favored by 3 or 4 or something like
5.5 now.
Oh Lord. Oh,
yes,
goodness.
sir. Yes, sir. Upset pick. I'm going with my guys. I think our defense come off the bye week, and they do a little bit this week, just enough to get it done. Pittsburgh's got a decent defense, but they're not playing well right now either. So, and I like Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco has Pittsburgh's number. He know how to play against them. And he's not going to take any unwarranted sacks. He'll throw the ball away before he take a unwarranted sack. So, and our offensive line is halfway playing decent. We ran the ball good against them the first time we played them, and hopefully we can do that again. But yeah, I'm going with I'm going my Bengals with the upset.
All right. Well, let me jump on in here. Look, it was very disappointing last week to see how the Pittsburgh Steelers came out with no effort whatsoever. And you got a seasoned quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. I don't care how old he is. You don't take a damn safety in the end zone, okay? That's just something you don't do. And they just did. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know. But I can tell you this. Baltimore is going to win that division, and Pittsburgh is sliding like they normally do in this at this time of the year. But having said that, now look, I think the defense, and you know what, I got rid of that wallet and I got something better than that wallet. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh to win, and I'm hoping it's gonna be Boswell in the defense, and that's my pick. Dustin?
I'll tell you what, it's going to be an interesting game because Icky mentions the Bengals defense that needs to step up. Meanwhile, you got the Steelers offense who hasn't been able to do anything. So what's going to give, like on that side of the ball with the Steelers offense and the Bengals defense? And maybe it's because we've got Icky on the show, but it's also because I think we talked about Mike Tomlin and his streak of winning seasons. I think this is the year it comes to an end. I think the last going down the stretch, I don't know if you've seen their schedule, Gene, but it is brutal. And I think this is finally going to be the year where they don't make the playoffs. They had a chance when they jumped out to that early division lead and had a stranglehold on it, and now they're collapsing. Mm-hmm. And Icky just said it. No matter what happens in the Ravens game, if the Bengals win this game, they're one game out of the division in the AFC North. So things are about to get very interesting. And I just remember Joe Flacco slinging it around on the Steelers last time. So put the upset graphic on the screen. Maybe Icky's, putting some vibes over here to me. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals to go into Pittsburgh and knock off the Pittsburgh Steelers, mainly because I don't think the Steelers can score enough points to keep up with the Bengals offense. And I know the Bengals defense hadn't been good, but if the Bengals offense is putting up 35, there's no way, Gene, you have to admit this. There's no way the Steelers team can score 30 points right now.
No, I'm there. I'm there with you. But did you have to say it with that much emphasis, though?
Yes, I do. I do. Yes, I do. Make a statement.
Damn it, I ain't playing this siren again, okay, Jacob? Who the hell you picking?
Hey, Gene, put that upset graphic back.
Oh, God, y'all killing me. Y'all killing me. You're killing me. It's all because of Icky. See it?
I'm feeling it with Icky on the show. Steelers are awful. It's just the lack of motivation to win. And I think Cincinnati's offense is too good. They need to win this game. Footsteps is playing great. Jamar Chase is playing great. T. Higgins had that incredible snag last week that almost no other receiver in the league could make. I like Cincinnati to win this one.
All right, I'm on an island by myself. It's all good. Okay, so I will remind you next week, Icky. I'm gonna hunt you down next week, Icky. Right?
Hey, I ain't no stranger. You can invite me on anytime.
And one last thing I will say that might help the Bengals, Gene, that you mentioned about Aaron Rodgers kind of being older. I'm looking at these last two losses when the Bengals gave up all those points that Icky was talking about. You're talking about a Justin Fields team who he can kind of use his legs. Caleb Williams can kind of use his legs. Well, we know Aaron Rodgers can't do that. So if Trey Hendrickson and that D-line can play better coming off the bye week, they could give Aaron Rodgers some problems back there in the pocket.
Yeah, I totally agree, guys. All right, so we're going to get off my team now. We're going to get on Jacob's team, okay?
I kind of like talking about the Steelers being bad.
You guys are tearing my ass up tonight. Okay, so here we go. We got the Houston Texans 4-5 at the Tennessee Titans 1-8. Now, I mean, look, on paper, this looks kind of crappy, and it's probably going to be a crappy game. But look, we can't take nothing away from what those Texans were able to do to Jacksonville and that miraculous comeback, Jacob. I know you were excited watching that game.
Hell yeah. Number one defense in the NFL, man. It was incredible. And Dougie Mills. Everybody hates on Dougie Mills. I did it on the last show. We all do as Texans fans. Hey, Dougie Mills for the MVP, baby. The Stanford legend. He did look bad until the fourth quarter, but he looked phenomenal there at the end of the game. Had that rushing touchdown. He was hitting his shots.
Is he playing again this week?
I don't know. They have not released whether or not Stroud is going to play. I do know he's still in concussion protocol. I kind of hope he does, just so Stroud has a little extra time to get better. Is Davis Mills better than CJ Stroud? No, by a long shot. But I do think Dougie can read a defense better, and I do think that he has the ability to go through his reads a little easier. And it's the Tennessee Titans, so you could break both of Davis Mills' wrists.
Here we go.
Houston is still going to win this game. Houston all the way.
You locking it?
You can. Yeah, I didn't have that.
I mean, come on. If you're gonna have that bravado, you better lock it in.
All that smack. Yeah. You have to do something. Come on now. All right.
I think Tennessee is horrible, man. I just don't see them going. They can't win at home. They can't win on the road. They won one game. They've already fired their head coach too, so they got an intern guy in there, and so I'm going with the Houston Texans as well.
All right, Dustin.
Yeah, I gave Jacob a hard time, and I really wanted to think about pulling this upset because at some point something weird's going to happen, and the Titans will win at least one more game. But what causes me to do that is the defense that Jacob talked about. What was it? Danielle Hunter had 4 sacks last week, 3.5 sacks. I mean, he was dominant. Him and Will Anderson have been great on the edges, so I'll take Houston to get a win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with these Texans too. However, Jacob, if you say Davis Mills is going to win the MVP, we're gonna have to start drug testing on this show.
Yeah, can we be clear that the Houston Texans defense won that game? Let's be clear.
Exactly.
For sure, of course.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, guys, moving right along here. We have an NFC West matchup here. And look, the 6-4 49ers at the 3-6 Arizona Cardinals. I tell you what, don't go to sleep on the Cardinals. Now, they may not go anywhere this year, but I think Jacoby Brissett is probably gives them a better chance to win than Kyler Murray, in my opinion here. This will not be an easy victory for the 49ers. What do you think about this, Icky?
I'm gonna just say 49ers, man, because Arizona just I don't know where you getting this Kobe Brissett is all this great quarterback, but I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers, man, to win this game, even though it's in Arizona.
All righty. Dustin?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because it does sound like from all the reports that Kyler Murray's time is probably coming to an end in Arizona. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this offseason if he leaves. I'm with Icky. Is Jacoby a good backup for a game? Yeah, we kind of saw that first game he came in and they beat the Dallas Cowboys. But now everybody knows what the Cardinals are doing with Jacoby Brissett. And Seattle put a beat down on them last week. And I know that Seattle's good. 49ers got to hang tough. If they want to be right there to stay right there in distance of the Rams and the Seahawks, they got to win this game. Christian McCaffrey with the big game, 49ers win.
All right. Now I talked all that smack. I am picking the 49ers. Jacob.
Yeah. Give me the 49ers. That's this game. Cardinals could make it close-ish, but Niners.
All right. We all like the Niners in this one now. This game is a little bit more difficult. Okay?
Let's go.
And I mean, NFC West, all right. I tell you what, this game is going to be at SoFi, a hell of a place to watch a game, by the way. But you got the 7-2 Seattle Seahawks at the 7-2 Los Angeles Rams. And I tell you what, we all just talked about the Minnesota Vikings earlier. They would not be 4-5 if they have kept Sam Darnold, okay? And we'll say that. I say that till I'm blue in the face, all right? I just think that was the dumbest thing Minnesota could have ever done, thinking McCarthy was going to be the answer. Sam Darnold is tearing it up. And
he is.
I think they added another weapon for him to throw to. But at the same time, guys, this Rams team is no joke. Matthew Stafford is tearing it up as well. So, Dustin, I'll let you go first. I don't know who to pick in this one.
I think everybody on the show knows where I'm going because I have been on this team since before the season started. Everybody talked about, oh, Matthew Stafford's back, blah, blah, blah. I said if he was on the field week 1, they're a Super Bowl contender. And, guys, can I just read to you what he's done the last 3 games? Against the Jaguars, he went for 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. Against the Saints, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And against 49ers last week, 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. Matt Stafford is absolutely balling. Now, I know the Seahawks are too. Sam Darnold looks good. But this is crazy that I'm doing this in a game where both teams are 7-2. Put the lock on the screen, Gene. The Los Angeles Rams are handling business. They are winning this game. They are winning the NFC West. And I said it, I think Matthew Stafford might win the MVP of the league. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. Lock it in.
All right. Icky, who you like in this one?
It's going to be a tough one, man. I really don't know who to pick in this one, but I'm going to go with the home team. I'm gonna put the Rams in for the win.
All right. Jacob?
Seattle's 4-0 on the road this year, just to throw that out there. The Darnold's playing fantastic. Seattle has a better defense than any team that Dustin just listed in the last 3 games. Throw the upset graphic on the screen.
Oh, my goodness. Get out of here. You're going bold, young man. Bold.
I like Seattle in this one. Rams are 3-1 at home this year. Seattle's 4-0 on the road. And again, they have so much fire. Zach Charbonnet's firing on all cylinders. Kenneth Walker's firing on all cylinders. Rashid Shaheed should finally get into the game and be an impactful player this week against the Rams. I like Jay.
No firepower for the Rams?
Oh, they have plenty of firepower, except Devontae Adams a little banged up, right? Puka Nacua is top 3 receiver in the league.
Kyren Williams? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll give you. You can name all the targets you want, but Seattle has a better defense than most teams the Rams have played this season.
Okay.
So,
Whew, all right, you go with the upset. Look, both of these teams put up 40-something points, man. That, I don't know if it's going to be that type of a game that they had last week against their opponents. I am going to take the Rams, though, even though I am a huge Sam Darnold fan. But, man, I don't know. One thing I learned about SoFi last week is that the Chargers really don't have a home team. That is the Rams' house, okay? Mm-hmm. They let you know that that's a Rams stadium, not a Chargers stadium. So, give me the Rams in this win at home. All right, let's talk about a team here. We have had so much fun with the Browns, mainly picking against them because they are bad offensively. Okay, even though this is an AFC North division game, Baltimore is coming back for some reason. Lamar Jackson don't like to practice much. But he likes to show up on Sundays and play football, though. Icky in this AFC North showdown, who you like, Ravens and Browns?
The Browns. They don't know which end is up. They got a hell of a quarterback in their system, but they don't want to play him. So I'm going with the Ravens.
All right, Jacob.
Jacob. Go ahead, Jacob. I want to hear this.
I don't think they win another game till they bench Dylan Gabriel.
Wow.
Yeah,
Icky, if you hadn't been on the show, Jacob has been saying that Dylan Gabriel is going to be a very, very good player.
I believe in Justin Fields when he was bad, but it turns out Dylan Gabriel sucks, man. The Browns probably don't win another game until he gets benched for Shedeur, and I can't tell you whether or not Shedeur would play better, but I imagine it can't be worse. So. If Shedeur plays, maybe something happens, a little magic. That defense can be good, but Baltimore should beat the piss out of the Browns.
All right.
Now, the last time you made that comment, that didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
But listen, yeah. I agree with you, and I agree with what Icky said about Dylan Gabriel. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. If anything, backup maybe, but he doesn't throw a pass longer than 5 yards. I mean, it's unbelievable that he can't throw the ball downfield. I think Shedeur should be playing. It is interesting that Lamar Jackson didn't practice today. I mean, this guy has injuries pop up kind of here right and left, but I would probably expect him to play because they know they're battling for it. Give me the Ravens to get a win because I don't see the Browns scoring more than 10 points in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Ravens too. But I tell you what, if Lamar is hurt,
we both hoping that the Cleveland win. But we already know that.
Yeah, well, look, I in this game I have to root for Myles Garrett. Okay, you have to root for Myles Garrett to get to Lamar Jackson. That's the only hope. That's the only hope you can have of beating Baltimore.
Right. Yeah.
I got to ask you a question because I know you faced these Browns a lot when you played. I mean, were they bad then? I mean, because they have historically been the worst team in the NFL.
No, the Browns were they were pretty decent when I played. That's when they had Webster Slaughter and they had that great defense, Michael Dean Perry. Oh, yeah. So they had some good times. They had some good teams when I came through. They actually made it to a couple of championship games where they lost to the Broncos back-to-back year with the drive. And the fumble, so they had some decent years, man, but they hadn't had any good years since they came back in 1999. Well, no, I take that back. They had maybe 2 years ago when Flacco was there and got them to the playoffs, and they ended up losing the first playoff game, but he did get them to the playoffs though.
That's true. It's just the Browns are the Browns, okay?
Yeah.
Speaking of those Broncos, woo-hoo-hoo, are y'all ready for this one?
Oh, man.
Are y'all ready for this one? We have all been waiting on it, okay? So the Broncos are in a position to increase their lead in this division. Now, if the Chargers win, I mean, they would almost have to win out to get to the playoffs because there's not the Chargers.
The
Yeah,
Chiefs.
if the Chargers do win, okay, that's what I'm saying. If the Chargers win and the Broncos win, KC would almost have to win out because I don't know anymore if 3 teams are going to get to the playoff from the AFC
From the West Division, yeah.
It's going to depend on what happens in some other divisions, but right now this is a must-win for Kansas City. Icky. So who
It is.
like
It is.
KC and
You're
Denver?
right. You're right. And you know, when you put Mahomes in a must-win game, man, he shows up.
Sounds like you going with KC.
I think I am. Is that an upset?
Well, here's what's interesting. Kansas City is a 3.5 point favorite.
They're actually favored in
Denver.
Denver, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think they're thinking what you're thinking, Icky and Gene, that the Chiefs are kind of playing kind of desperate and they need this win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
It's a must win for them.
I agree. Who you like,
Well,
Dustin?
I've said for the longest time, like, don't get me wrong, I think Denver's a playoff team, but I still don't. And Jacob's laughing. I still don't think they're in, to me, that elite category of the AFC. Whether it's the Buffaloes, I know they're down, but the Patriots, whoever it is at the top, the Colts now. I just don't think Denver has shown consistency enough. They're winning games, but that game against the Raiders, what was that last week? 10-7. That was a very ugly football game. And Icky said it. 5-4 Chiefs with the season on the line. I think they've been playing better since they got their receiver Rice back and they got some of their weapons back. Pacheco's playing better. I like the Chiefs to get a win. I see what Vegas is doing here with this favorite line of 3.5. Give me the Chiefs to get a win.
All right, Jacob.
Dustin, you ready for this? Hey, Gene,
we know where you're going.
On the screen.
Oh, what in the world?
Oh, what are we doing?
He's
what are we
taking
doing
Denver.
here?
We know that.
What are we doing?
He's going to lock an upset at the same time. That's what he's doing.
No, not at all. I think Kansas City wins this game.
Wow.
I'm locking Kansas City to win. You know, Isaiah Pacheco didn't play last week. Pacheco's back this week. He's looking healthy, has so far this week. Like you said, Dustin, Rashee Rice has given a whole different element to this offense. Do I think they win their division? No, I do not. I think the Chargers are better, but I think Bojangles Nixon has played like dog water the last 5 consecutive weeks outside of that one outlier game where he scored 100 in the fourth quarter. So give me Kansas City to win this one.
I will give Jacob credit. Gene, I think you too. Did y'all both had Denver winning this division to start the season? Right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna stick with that. But I'm gonna go with KC to win this game because look, Andy Reid is what 22-4 all time after coming from a bye, regardless of who he's coaching. That stat is remarkable. Even though the Broncos have won 7 straight, give me KC in this game. So
it shows what we think about Patrick Mahomes because you've got a Broncos team who's 8-2 and 5-0 at home, and the entire panel picked against them.
Yeah, I mean it's just tough to go against them. Okay, man, this is Sunday night, guys. So look, after you watched everything. After Icky, you should be back home by then, licking your wounds from the Pittsburgh. You have time to see this game.
Yeah, you right. You right about that, Gene. That's gonna be a tough game, man. They playing in Philly too, and Detroit has got to get a win to stay in contentions for that division. I think is Detroit favored?
No, the Eagles are favored by 2.
I think I'm gonna go with the upset. Put the upset marker up there. I think I'm gonna go with the upset. The Detroit goes into Philly and upset the Eagles.
All right, I like that. Jacob, what you think?
Leave that upset graphic on the screen.
Oh, leave it up there?
Hell yeah, I'm taking Detroit too.
There we go.
I'm not high on the Eagles anymore. I think they win their division, but I think that has more to say about how bad that division is than how good the Eagles are this year. That offense is anemic. That defense is beatable. I do think that Jalen Phillips added quite the element to their defense. He was a big part of the dub over the Packers. But Detroit's offense is too good. I don't think that Philadelphia is going to be able to stop Detroit. Detroit needs to win this game. Philadelphia can lose a couple of games to win that division. So I am liking Detroit to go walk into the link and win this one.
All right, so look here, just look. It's not a copycat. I got the Lions also. I do, because they're in that type of a situation here. This team, man, they keep knocking and knocking and knocking, and for them to lose, last year the way they did, first round of the playoffs. Dustin, we talk about this, that the window of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to shut down. I mean, he's gotten rid of both coordinators, and Dan Campbell, man, I love this guy. Look, they got to get this win. And I know Philly's the Super Bowl defending champs, but they got to get this win. So who you like, Dustin?
Well, this might be the first time we've ever done this. Put the upset graphic back on the screen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I can't believe we're doing this. I don't think all four of us have ever picked an upset pick the same one like this. But I'm taking the Detroit Lions. How about Dan Campbell taking back over the play call? And that was big last week. And my Philly brother Joel, who's one of my good friends here, he's going to love that we're all going against the Eagles. But, Jacob, you made a good point. The Eagles' defense looks really good. But if they were playing anybody but the Packers and that anemic offense last week, they probably would have lost. And Detroit will find a way to score some points. So that's why I like them to win this game. And, guys, I don't know if you saw it, but A.J. Brown was once again on social media making more comments about drop me from your fantasy team because they're not throwing me the ball, this and that. I just don't know what's going on over there. For a team that's 7-2 and the defending champs, they got a lot of stuff going on. Give me the Lions to pull the upset.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Look, what did he catch? 2 passes for 13 yards. I don't know. I think A.J. Brown is on his way out. What do you think, Icky?
Icky, I know you didn't have the social media back in the day, but what do you do when a teammate's kind of disgruntled like that?
You didn't have social medias. You wasn't able to read books on the sideline and that type of shit, man. I don't know. These kids nowadays, man, it's a new breed, man. They just they privileged now, man. They just think they can do and say anything they want to and get on this social media and it's crazy what it's come to. But hey, the kid has good talent. He can play. He just maybe just need a change of venue.
And they're still finding a way to win somehow. So.
Yeah.
That and that's the key thing is they finding ways to win.
That's true. All right, it brings us to our last game, gentlemen. It's the Monday night game.
I'm sorry.
And,
can I say something real quick? Let me say something.
Bobby's been waiting on this because Bobby's like, damn, I got to wait for the Raiders to the last pick here.
Bobby, I love you. And Gene, let me say this. I love you, Bobby, and I love the Raiders. But why in the hell is this the Monday Night Football game? I just gotta ask. We've got Seattle and Los Angeles.
That's because when they made it at the beginning of the year, they thought this was gonna be a good game,
And have they not seen in years past what the Cowboys and Raiders have done? Come on now.
Well, let me tell you, Icky, this game, look. When we were supposed to be in Vegas this weekend, when we saw this matchup, we said, oh, hell no, we're going to stay home. We didn't even want to go to Vegas this week.
Right.
Dallas Cowboys 3-5-1, still in the hunt. So so you can't rule them out. The Raiders, pretty much a different story, 2-7. Not sure. I mean, they got a lot of work to do in the offseason. This is just a team, and Bobby would probably agree. I just don't know what the Raiders are doing from an organizational standpoint. Mark Davis, nobody knows, but man, I just feel bad for those fans. Some people have gone as far as saying, get this team out of Vegas and send them back to Oakland because they have no fans in Las Vegas. Everyone look, I guarantee you, just like it was in Los Angeles this weekend, you're going to see more Cowboy fans in Las Vegas than Raider fans, and it's just kind of sad for the organization.
Yeah, that's every week, man. Because when the schedule come out and your team is playing in Vegas, it's like a long weekend that you go out there and you come in on a Thursday and stay till Monday and do a mini vacation while you're out there. you know, to see your team play. So it's like every week, whatever team is coming in there, it's more their fans in there than it is the Raider fans.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's crazy.
but
when
with
you
that
go out
being
with-
said, I both of these teams are bad. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on. I'm gonna take the Cowboys to go in there and win in Vegas.
Okay. What you say, Dustin?
It's crazy when you go out to Vegas and I know this team's won a championship out there, so that's why, but you actually see a lot more Vegas Golden Knights hockey stuff than you do Raiders stuff. They seem to be more diehard about the hockey team than the football team, and maybe that's just because of the success that they've had. But
Yeah.
I'm with Icky. The one thing I will say about Dallas, I don't really agree with the trades they made because it's like they went all in when they're a bad football team, trading away draft picks. But Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, the guys they traded for, will make them at least a little better on defense in the short term. So I will take Dallas to win this game, and I agree with the Raiders. I'm not sure what they're going to do when you have a 70-something-year-old head coach. He's not really going to be here for a long rebuild. So what do you do in this offseason? It's very interesting to see what the Raiders are going to do.
No. Jacob?
Bobby, I will tell you, if Geno Smith hadn't imploded last week and got hurt, he's got the quadriceps.
He implodes every week, Jacob.
Yeah, I don't mean statistically. I mean his body failed. If Geno was totally healthy going into this week, I'd take the Raiders. I'm not because he's not. But Dallas's defense is abysmally bad, and the Raiders sometimes find some pockets of some success on offense. And I do think that they could potentially beat the Cowboys. Cowboys have too much firepower. The Raiders are dead. So I've got to go Cowboys here as well.
Yeah, same here. I got the Cowboys. I don't know. Maybe Ashton Genty get over 100 yards, but still, I think the Cowboys win.
I do want to ask this to Icky, running back to running back. Listen, when they drafted Ashton Genty, number 8 overall, everybody talking about the best back in the draft, this bruiser, and now it seems like they're barely even using him to get him going. When you draft a running back that high, you're expecting him to be kind of like your workhorse and carrying the ball 25 plus times a game, right?
Yeah, you should, especially when you take him in the first round, the 8th pick of the draft. But when your offensive line is not the best, I don't care who you bring in and put behind a shitty offensive line is really not going to work. And the Raiders' offensive line is horrible.
Yeah,
they can't block on the run, they can't block on the pass. That's why Geno's running around there hurt. They can't protect him.
Yeah.
And so, and like I said, if you can't have a decent offensive line that could open up some holes for this kid to get loose, because he's a tough fucking runner. He's tough as nails, and he'll run your ass over as well as run around you. But they gotta, you gotta have some hogs up front opening up a few holes to let him do his thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, Icky, man, we want to thank you for hanging out with us. I know it's late over there on the East Coast.
Go
Cincy.
It's all good, Gene. It's all good, baby. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on the show, man. For sure.
Look, I need you to answer your damn phone Sunday night when I call and talk and celebrate. I'm not gonna scream loud in the ear.
Well, I don't even know if I'm gonna get that call. I'm gonna sure be waiting on it now. Now let's do this now. Win or lose, make sure you call me to say what's up, Ickwood.
Don't worry, Icky, because if somehow the Steelers lose, Jacob and I will be giving him the business just as
Great stuff, guys.
No doubt, man. Again, I appreciate you guys having me on, man, and thanks, man. You guys enjoy, and Gene, we'll catch up, bro.
All right, we'll
Appreciate
do. All
you.
right, guys.
All right, man.
Thursday
Thanks,
night football
guys.
tomorrow. You guys enjoy the week 10, week 11, whatever week it is, week 11. But don't forget about the Thursday night football, and don't forget to get up early Sunday and watch that crap over in Spain. Okay,
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep supporting, guys.
Yeah, now that one I'll keep forgetting that my damn self. Leave comments as you always do. You think everything that Jacob says is wrong, and if you think everything I say is right, leave a comment. Let us know that. Okay, let's subscribe to the show. All right. All right, we out of here, guys. We'll see you back here.
Peace.
Sports Kings NFL Weekly Prediction Show right here on YouTube.